Hey Chris, how are you? Good to meet
I'm
you.
good. How are you? Hey, just want to say I saw The Forgiven at TIFF and I thought it was amazing. You're so good in
Oh,
that.
no way.
Can't
Really? Oh,
wait.
thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's good, isn't it?
It's amazing. Liked it a
Yeah.
lot. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I'm glad it's
Oh,
coming out.
wow. Yeah, he's clever, John. I'm really excited. I don't know when it's coming out. I think we're coming to New York with it. I don't know. It's something like that.
Soon.
But yeah,
So
cool.
so I gotta ask you, when you get to play a role like Morbius and you get to play the villain, is it a treat for you to be able to kind of, I would say cut loose a little bit compared to playing something like more like Prince Philip, and not necessarily chew the scenery, but kind of have a little more, you know,
Yeah.
is that something that you look for in a part nowadays?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a chance to have a lot of fun, isn't it, on a film set?
Mhm.
Sort of a bit of thirst and monster action and superpowers and being the bad guy is kind of interesting, I think, and getting to fly and getting to sort of betray your best. Yeah, it is. It's a chance. In many ways, you can be a bit bigger. At
Sure.
least I like to think you can. I don't know if one pulls that off, but yeah, I think so. I think it's a very pertinent point, certainly.
When you do a movie like this, though, do you find it's also important to ground the character somewhat? Because I mean, Milo is grounded somewhat. Like he has his physical limitations, right? And I think we all do. And then what would you do if given the chance and you had none of that to worry about?
Yeah, I think very much so. And I think with where he came from in his youth, great affluence, always searching for this cure, never quite getting there. His friend then discovering it and not being allowed to be part of that whole discovery and ownership of it, and always sort of searching for something else. And it's like getting the golden goose, and having it snatched away from you. And it it makes him go a bit bonkers, which is understandable, isn't it? I think.
I probably would if I was a vampire too, I think.
I'd fly around and, why not? I'd be a vampire, for God's sake.
um, so what was it like? I mean, you're working with two amazing actors. Well, I mean, you're a great actor, but you're also working with two great actors, Jared Leto and Jared Harris. I mean, the two Jareds. That must have
I was
been
Jared.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I was in a Jared sandwich, and it was wonderful. They're both so brilliant, fabulous actors, very different processes,
sure.
but learn a lot off them both creatively, and have great admiration for what they do on screen.
Did
Yeah.
you enjoy kind of dipping your toe into the superhero sandbox? Because it's your first superhero movie, right? What did you
Yeah,
think?
it is.
What did you
Yeah,
think of
no,
the experience?
I had fun. A movie of that scale, and getting, as you say, to sort of play the bad guy in something like that was always something that I wanted to do and tick off the list. And I feel quite proud to have been given the opportunity.
Are you a fan of the superhero genre yourself? Do you watch do you keep up with them?
Yeah, I mean, I have my sort of favorite superheroes in the genre of superheroes. I watch certain superhero movies. I can't claim to watch every single one, but I don't know if lots of people do. But I've always liked the sort of the darker edge. I've always loved Batman.
Oh yeah, of
Batman's
course.
my favorite. He's my favorite superhero, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this the thing, kind of one of the cool things about Morbius also is that you guys get to dig into horror a little bit, right? So that
Exactly.
must have been kind of cool, getting into the horror, trying to actually be scary. I don't think you often get villains that actually get to be scary, and that was one of the things I liked about Milo in the film.
Really? Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, and I've only lately, really, in the last sort of 2 years of my life, I've really got into sort of horror movies.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, between this and Last Night in Soho and Charlie
Yeah,
Says,
yeah, and I
yeah.
really get into like zombie films. I've just sort of developed a late passion for zombie movies. I don't know if yeah, I don't know why. I'm really into them at the moment. So yeah, it felt nice. Hopefully, if we're part of that pantheon in some small way.
Well,
That's
you
cool.
were absolutely. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
It's really nice to meet you. Have a great day.
Michael Morbius. Discover who you're meant to be. The bad guy. Michael, what have you done?
I was trying to help people. But the cure.
It's a curse.
Michael.
I have powers that can only be described as superhuman. But there's a cost. Now, I face a choice. To hunt and consume blood. Or die.
We all have monsters within us. It's up to us to control it.
What if I can't?
Michael Morbius. You've been given a gift.
Not exactly.
Time to let go of what you used to be. Discover who you're meant to be.
All our lives we've lived with death. Why shouldn't they know what it feels like for a change? Just accept who you are.
The bad guy.
Morbius.
Holy water? Really?
Yeah. You ever see Lost Boys?
Story of my life.
A new Marvel Legend arrives exclusively in movie theaters April 1st.